when you get to real world problems, sometimes figuring out the right answer is a little more complicated than in some fake problem that we might make up, or just a problem with pure numbers. So I want to show you how to get started on number 26 from your homework, just as an example of that. So this problem says the job calls for clips to be welded at each end of an 1,863-foot seawall. Clips are also to be welded 18 inches apart along the length of the wall. How many clips will be used on the job? So first thing to notice is that the seawall is measured in feet, and then the clips are welded 18 inches apart. So at some point we're going to have to deal with the fact that they're in different measurements. But for right now, I just want to show you how to get started. So you think to yourself, so I've sketched out, and this is really the way I do it. I've spent a lot of time doing math, but I still do these crude little sketches when I do this. So I think I got this 1,863-foot wall. I got clips on the end, and then every 18 inches I'm putting another clip. So if you think back to the video about how to decide whether to multiply or divide, this looks like a division problem because we're seeing how many of these 18-inch things fit. But the problem is this just has a little bit of a twist to it. So I just want to show you that. So one of the other techniques that I use is I'll make a simpler problem because I don't want to deal with the big numbers and have to do sketches where I'd have to draw out 1,000 clips on something. So I'm going to say, well, what if my seawall was 24 inches and I wanted a clip every 12 inches. Okay, so you can probably imagine, well, if I do a clip every 12 inches, there's just going to be one in the middle, like this. In other words, I could do this problem. So I divided it up, but look, so the answer I get when I do 24 divided by 12 is 2, but remember, that's not the number of clips, that's the number of spaces that I divided the thing up into, and then the clip goes in between the spaces. So really I have one clip here, and then don't forget I've got the 2 clips on the ends. So what that means is that I have one clip in the middle, 2 clips on the end, so 1 plus 2 is 3 clips. Now let's imagine we do something, so let's go to doing clips every 8 inches. So I got my fake seawall that's 24 inches long, and I go every 8 inches I want a clip. So that means I'm going to do 24 divided by 8 is 3, but it's not going to be 3 clips. It's going to be 3, I divided that piece up into 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3 pieces, and so I'm going to put a clip in between those pieces. So that means this is 8 inches, this is 8 inches, and this is 8 inches. So I've got my 24 inches, I've got 2 clips, and then I've got 2 more on the ends. So I have my 2 that I got by figuring out the division, plus 2 on the end. That's 4 clips. Oops. 4 clips. Okay, let's try another one. So what I'm looking for here, I'm trying to figure out, because it bothers me the fact that I do that division, but the division doesn't give me the number I really needed. So I'm looking for what the pattern is here. So now here I've done one where I did them every 6 inches. So if I do every 6 inches, I divided the piece up, the seawall up into 4 pieces. 24 divided by 6 is 4. But then I end up with my 3 in between those 4 pieces, 3 clips, plus my 2 clips on the end, and that's 5 clips. Okay. So each time you might notice that what I did was did the division, got this number, moved it down by 1, and then added the 2 clips on the end. So 24 divided by 6 is 4, but that's 4 spaces that I've divided the seawall up into. So I want 3 clips plus my 2 on the end. When I did this one, I divided it up into 3 spaces. That means I move that number down to 2 for the 2 clips, and then I put the 2 end clips on, so that's 4. And then when I did this one, 24, if I did them every 12 inches, so if I chopped it up into 12-inch segments, there were 2 12-inch segments, but I don't put a clip in the middle of those, I put them in between those 2, so that goes down to 1, and then I add the 2 clips on the end. So every time, what I've now learned is my pattern is, I'm going to take my seawall length, divide by the amount of space in between clips, get a number, drop it down 1, and then add the 2 clips on the end. So just before, I'm not going to finish this problem because it's one of your homework problems, but before you go to the next step, just remember that first you've got to make that into a certain number of inches before you get started. And remember, your calculator will do that for you, so you can just put in 1863, hit the feet key, and then click convert to inches, and it'll do that for you. And then you got that, and then just remember that pattern that we found, and you'll be able to finish out the problem.